was a query about how to do those because I wanted to get them really long.
Yeah.
Sort of spar on it. And it had to be done that way, broken down into 3.
Yeah.
But there was a question we had the other week about something, and I really figured out how to do the front end on them. Little vehicles.
Hi guys, we're live.
Yeah, we are.
That's good stuff.
Hello, Gary.
Hello.
Steve.
Hello. Just helping Steve do something he hasn't done for a very long time because AJ's sleepless.
Really sleepless. Right. So let's get all professional about this. Hi, everyone. I'm Rich.C. Here's Gary below me and Steve over there. Looks like they've been working on something there, but you're mentioning AJ was a bit sleepless. Why is that, Steve?
He's I'll swap. So because I can't multitask and look at one camera and speak to another one and
wrong glasses.
Yeah, AJ and Long, they greeted their new arrival into the world tonight. So yeah, congratulations to them. So he's now disappeared for a couple of weeks, so he can do the old family bonding thing.
Fantastic. And what colour is it?
Sorry?
And what colour is the baby? Pink or blue?
Yeah. So sorry. So so everything's good, everyone's healthy, so that's the main thing. Yeah.
A little girl, yeah?
Yeah, little girl. And first night at home last night, 2 hours sleep.
Yeah. Welcome to parenthood. Yay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, guys, obviously that's kept everybody busy at the factory side of things. Let's crack on for tonight with a couple of questions we've got to start us off with. The first one came in, Gary, is for you, about what are your favourite gimmicky tools that you use?
Right.
Things together and that type of stuff.
Yeah. Now, they're not in the book because, well, I didn't have any good photograph. I couldn't take a good photograph of them. I am finding one. All right. Go to a haberdasher's in a fabric shop and get yourself some of those. They are really cheap, but they are really strong spring clamps.
Yeah.
They use them for fabric, for sewing, so you can just machine, but they're really, really good at catching into the small spaces. Not so much gimmick, but they're better. They're cheaper than I use bulldog clips and elastic bands. And then, of course, they're in craft shops for card makers. Teeny little things. You can see that in relationship to their thumbs.
Yeah.
About an inch and a half long. Something else which is I've been playing with, which is great. I don't normally hinge doors, but I do see a lot of people using masking tape and sticking fabric on stuff. These are about 12mm by 12mm hinges, brass. And I managed to get 10 for about £2.
Yeah.
They're just super glued on. And all over the place.
Yeah, not quite so close, Gary. Pull back a bit.
Yeah, it's like, and that was super glued, well, about 5 minutes ago when we were talking, and it's a pretty good strong bond.
Yeah.
And you only need one per door if you've got a blank panel. You can even cut them, cut the holy bit to make them thinner and smaller, and they're just as strong. I was just fiddling really this week.
Yeah,
I am playing with some magnetic spray paint, but I'm not that impressed at the moment.
Right, we'll have to look at the results of that. Maybe get customers to let us know if they've tried experimenting with any magnetic paints.
Well, I won't mention the brand because there are multiple brands out there. I mean, that's I don't know the name. I call them Imodium magnets.
Yeah. Imodium.
Yeah, I know Imodium as in when you've got problems.
Yeah.
But they're not in hold. They're not. It's not very strong. Like it will just drop, but it does hold vertically. But because somebody asked last week about magnetic paint. So it does hold things like that. That's had 2 coats of it. It is just paint with metal in it, but not enough metal in it.
Yeah. probably not enough, and because it's metal, it'll just sink straight to the bottom anyway. So you'll probably find when you get to the bottom of the can, it'll be solid.
I know I say it in the book, shake a can for 2 minutes because it says so, but today was the first time I've done it for a long time because I use cans all the time, so they're always getting rattled. So this one was like, you're killing me, man.
Yeah, you can't beat good old clips, can we?
Yeah, all kinds.
So Steve, you've been busying yourself away there. Gary was going through something with you there when we started.
He was picking on me because I didn't do something.
For a while now.
I'm just putting some masts together for a little ship, a little boat that should be finished by the time we do this. It's the first test got one, so I've been sticking that together. So we'll have a look at
it. That AJ does normally, and because AJ is tired, basically Steve decided to step up to the plate on this one.
Looks like you got some kind of a picture there for you, Steve, to follow.
I have cheated. Not normally this would be done without instructions, but I said, please can I have some instructions?
Go on, show us the ship then.
So far, there you go. We've got the hulls together. Nice sweeping
lines there.
Yeah. So I'm really just sticking together the masts and things. In fact, they really will just sort of dry fit in. So do this the right so that I get the slope on the front.
So bearing in mind we don't have proper instructions to go with this, Steve's making it up as he goes along.
Yeah. He's also just managed to take two parts back apart after gluing them together before he should have. And I managed to do that without anyone noticing. So, yeah.
Yeah, long mast at the front with an angle, shorter mast at the back.
So, two masts there. I've not put the little spacer, the little frame around it at the moment.
That forward mast leans forwards, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then we have a little widget here which goes through, and this piece goes on the front. It says
the sticky bit.
Yeah. So and then we have some cross beams which actually will move. So there's some spacers here to mount them at different angles, so you can put the sails in different places. And this will come with some printed sails, won't it?
It should do, yeah. That's one reason I need the test build, because I need to figure out how big they are.
Yeah.
So I'll beaver away and finish this last few bits off while we're talking.
Right, so that's back to the original processes we've talked about in previous videos, the steps we go through to check things. So let's throw another question out there then. I don't know who wants to pick this one up, but Adam popped in with a question about making vehicles, or rather, perhaps more specifically, World War I aircraft or tanks.
Yeah. The more you keep adding to this list, Adam, the less you're going to get.
Perhaps a better question might be, what is the challenges that you would face in building an MDF card aircraft?
It depends on the planes that you pick, because a lot of them are quite doped up square backs to them. So that's fairly, I wouldn't say simple, but enough, and we can do different things. Once we get into the curved cowling at the front, that can be done with card. So what we're saying is it's possible. And then it's just whether make a decision to do a flat surface for the wings or whether we do a curved surface, and then that would be a little bit more of a game to play. And it's whether we choose to introduce a much thinner card to achieve that. Because you could, glue a tab on the underside and do the old card folding model and then tag it on the back. But that all depends upon how precise they need to be. And it's back to what we discussed before about it's not real. It's a pastiche. It's got to have that feel of a First World War aircraft. We're not Airfix.
No, absolutely. But it comes back, as you rightly say, to that feel and whether we can get that feel in there. Because the other side of it is, if we're talking about, say, 28mm, how big would those aircraft
You
be?
broke it up on me then.
In 28mm, how big would an average aircraft be?
Well, you're
aircraft.
talking about for First World War about 150 mil. Sorry, that's my sticky tape.
Yeah, I mean,
those that have got the book understand what the sticky tape with the gap is all about. Yeah, about 15 centimeters, possibly.
Yeah. But it will all depend on which aircraft we pick. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Steve, Gary's breaking up a little bit here.
Yeah. I can hear him fine. So
it's
he's gone now.
You guys are breaking up this end as well. So sorry about that, guys.
So Steve, what would you say about building the aircraft or indeed a tank? Because we do have some trucks and vehicles, don't we?
Yeah, we've even got some little APC type things that are yet to be released. So there is some stuff we've done lots. Yeah, I think it's just there's limitations. I think certain shapes it's just not going to happen. And if you accept that, then you can find something that you can do, or find a novel way around it. So I think each problem's got its own solutions or non-solutions. So
yeah.
Crack on with that ship, Steve. Go on.
Don't rush me.
So, Gary, what challenges did you find with the ship then? With this particular dhow, where was the biggest issue?
You know what? It was purely to do with the length of the spars on the masts. It's how to get the length that gives it that real style on it, and the rest of it, because we've done a number of other boats, you're always pulling techniques together, and it was about cutting it up to get the size on the sheet. There's a slight tilt in the front of the deck as well, so I just wanted to get that. But it was to do with those spars and how we've made those in 3 parts to get that feel and get the angle as well, which Steve is coming up to excellently put one together.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. So you might need to guide him here, Gary.
So yeah, I mean that was it. It was just how to fit it on A4 sheet so you can get it through your letterbox.
Yeah, Supraglue every time.
Yeah, he's got soft fingers for it.
Like tearing off a bit of
due to the cardboard he stuck to himself earlier.
Maybe.
Always angle forwards.
Yeah. So that goes on. There's just a little locating piece just to stick the cap.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And if you replace that with like a small rubber ring, because you can buy lots of teeny little rubber rings.
Oh, those
little washers.
Little, you could pop those on and then do it so that you could pop that off and dismantle the spar and mast down.
Or you could chop it and just put a couple of magnets as well. They're Imodium magnets.
Vertically they hold with the spray paint.
All right, I feel a nautical theme newsletter coming along soon.
Yeah, we got.
Well, we do like it. So yeah, that, and I think.
And that's basically it.
Yeah, I've just got the end bit on the deck. I left that off just to make sure there's some room to do these. So
Yeah.
that's the masts and things on it. So
Oh, tell you what, Steve, if you put it on the mat again,
yeah,
that looks like an A3 board that you've got there. We don't.
it is. Yes,
Brand new one.
it is.
Just cheeky. Right, get one of the white boards that are behind you, and just hold it between you and the ship so we can see it.
There you go. So if I,
How did I know that was there? Bit low.
so if I,
Perfect. There you go. Hold it still. Good. That's looking really, really nice. Like that.
yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Cool.
I've just got the last little bit to stick on the back,
Right.
and that is a.
Oh, that's
As
yes,
you
yeah, the pretty bit. Oh, yeah, the proper frame. Yeah, the frame over the driver.
Whilst he's doing that, Gary, I think Adam just came back and said the wingspan for the SE5A is 145 millimeters. So
Well, there you go. You see, that much of the time it's done from old photographs and things where I'm scaling, as opposed to scaling with a scale ruler like a model. I'm scaling for what it would look like next to a 28mm figure.
Yeah.
Because we know that 20, as we joked about last week, figures, we don't walk around with a drain cover on our feet.
Yeah.
And stuff. So that's how it's done. A lot of it is just getting a feel. Actually, we've had a good question about Supraglue.
Yes, I was about to throw that at you there, Gary.
Yeah.
We throw it at Steve, not the Supraglue, but the.
Well,
Get
it
on
is
his finger.
keep your fingers away from it as best as possible.
And also the other thing, don't put lots, just tiny bits. Don't try and run beads around the whole length of it. A couple of spots, a spot at each end, or just the contact points where you really want it to hold.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when it's held, you can always just run a little bead along and let it seal in on the join.
Steve's using the same, because it's the
same
same crew.
Yeah.
We use a gel most of the time.
Yeah, high viscosity stuff.
Oh,
a gel or high viscosity, and it works really well. It doesn't run, so you don't get it running down the part onto your hands as well. So it'll stay where you put it.
If I can get a bit out of this, come on.
This is you get a nice bubble of glue just to start you off.
Yeah, I mean that's just a small bead, and then quite often, if you're a little unsure, I'm well weight, and then it is literally a case of you can, what I call stealing. If you put too much on one area, I'll actually take it along the edge like that. So that's on the edge, but you can also sort of use another piece of scrap just to smooth it along the edge, and then it also just tap edge to edge.
Yeah.
And I've got if you put piece of polythene down, it doesn't glue to the polythene, it repels superglue and stuff. You can actually do that and then put things together and hold it, says he. But I mean, I'm building quite often very fast, Evan, and I spend a lot of time pulling things off my fingers.
I think that goes part of the course, but
I think it's just, the temptation is to put way more on than you actually need, and I think just a couple of spots, and watch where you're putting it, because if you're going to have to hold it in a certain place, don't put lots of glue in that place. Try and if you get it bonded, you can always add a little bit afterwards just to seal that in if you want. Or the other thing is spots of super glue and then seal it afterwards with a bead of PVA, which you can just run your finger along and seal it all up. So there's lots of different ways. It's laziness and speed we do it with super glue for, really.
Yeah.
I mean, not joking, I actually did, I don't know where it came from, but I did actually have to pull my finger off that piece.
Yeah.
For me, there's the back end little cover there.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
I can see using a bit of sort of PVA tissue going over that quite nicely. That
add some
Speaking of
through
PVA,
it.
we
So
use the Gorilla glue that also dries fairly quickly. So using the tacked Supraglue method means that you can then just afterwards run along with the bit of that PVA. And in fact, I water that one down sometimes just to get it inside all the gaps.
Well, there is a glue called tacky glue, which crafters use. It doesn't seem to dry. They sort of, you can get it in it's like a film. You put it onto a cutting mat, and you put paper on, you can peel it off again, and they use like a blade with a blade that swivels.
Yeah.
And I've used that to cut curves and things. So tacky glue doesn't seem to dry, and it works really well.
yeah.
So there you go. I think we've shown people quite a nice little kit there. That's coming up soon, I hope.
Yes, yeah. There's one winding its way to Gary at the moment. So as soon as that lands, it'll as it makes port, it will be assembled and painted, and then we'll just some instructions to do.
Fantastic.
And good to go. But no,
Cool.
really nice. I'm sitting here looking at it thinking I like that.
Yes. Well, it's like
What can
a paint job. What troops do you think will go on that? What will be your first one?
Well, we had a discussion about this, didn't we, Gary? We would. No one does Barbary Pirates. If someone knows where you can get some, tell them.
Yeah.
Barbary Pirates.
Yeah, Barbary Pirates. It would seem really obvious for it, but that.
Yeah, can't find it anyway.
Need something to for it.
Just a quick one with Dan. He's asking about the size of something. I think you find they are the same size or close to it.
That's the farmhouse with the archway.
And the what?
Footprint as the terrace house set.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Not far off.
No,
I don't know.
they are the farmhouse with the archway, the large one, is the same size as the shop block, and it's equivalent to like two farmhouses or two houses. So it's twice the size. So
In terms of length, yeah.
yeah. There's a couple of those buildings that don't have sizes on them on the website. They've got a list of them to sort. When we transferred the website over, some of the sizes have gone from the description, so we'll sort that out. But yeah, they all work together.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. I think we'll wrap it up tonight, guys. So thank you for showing us the DAO and having a nice little chat there, Gary, and some of your gimmicky bits. Nice to see. And hopefully we helped out with the super glue there, Evan. And we'll be back next Thursday, same time. In the meantime, we are struggling a little bit with postal service because there's still a few hassles in that department. But Gary will get the day off very soon, along with a few other goodies, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think postal services globally are working very hard at the moment, and so some stuff's just taking a little bit longer than it normally would. So,
yeah, it's a bit haphazard, but they're getting it through, aren't they? So,
yeah.
Bear with us. So for now, thank you, guys. Thank you, Steve.
Right.
Gary. We'll see
Cheers,
you next time.
Take care,
See
guys.
ya. Bye.
Bye.